Your body isn't built in the gym. It's built in a ballot box. And every action you take is a vote for or against your dream physique. And right now, the wrong version of you is probably winning. The mirror is just an election result. When I was overweight, I knew that I didn't lack motivation. I kept getting motivated. I would go to the gym. I would do the things consistently while I was motivated. The problem was I didn't have a system in place to actually fall back on when I wasn't motivated. I didn't have the discipline to make a system, and every time I lost motivation, I would fall out of line and I would binge for days, weeks, and sometimes even months before I found motivation again. That was my problem, and when I implemented a system was when I truly started seeing results. I want to give you guys a system that's going to keep you on track and identify why you either are or why you're not improving. So this system is two outcomes. Outcome A is the man you want to be, and outcome B is the man that you're tolerating and the one that you really want to get away from, but you're struggling to get away from it. Outcome A is your goal physique, but it's also discipline. It's knowing that you've earned your physique. You can walk into a room full of confidence. It's every action like doing 10,000 steps, hitting your high protein meals, tracking your calories, getting 7+ hours of sleep. These are all actions that will lead you to this outcome. And that's what outcome A is. And those are votes for your actions to lead to outcome A. Outcome B is the version of yourself that you don't want to be, the one that your undisciplined actions are leading you to. Binge eating, not tracking your calories, overeating, not doing your 10,000 steps a day, not going to the gym. These are all votes for your outcome B. So every action, whether it's good or bad, is a vote for either outcome A or outcome B. And you can just categorize your actions through whichever outcome it's going to lead you to. 10,000 steps, good, outcome A. 10,000 steps, you missed it, that's outcome B. You're leading yourself to the version that you want or do not want to be. Here's how you nullify your cravings using logic and emotion, because I understand everyone gets cravings, whether you know what the right actions are and you know what the wrong actions are. We all get cravings, we all fall out of motivation, like I said. But if you identify them and you outline them and you put them in your face, it's a lot easier to pick the right one over the wrong one. So when I was making this system for myself, I decided I would pick 5 positive outcomes. And the ones I was using when I was losing weight was these 5. So I would walk 10,000 steps a day. I would track all my calories to make sure I was in a deficit. I would eat in a fasting window. I would train 6 times a week. And I would make sure I would get adequate sleep. These are all things that compound to you getting your goal. So these are the ones I picked. Once again, you can change them for whatever goal yours is. When you're choosing these, you need to make sure they work into your routine. Like, I can't pick something like, oh, go sauna 10 times a week when I don't have access to a sauna, or like something along the lines of that. Like 10,000 steps a day is pretty hard to do if you work an office job and you're sitting for 8 of those hours. Like, it's doable, but you'd much rather do like a high intensity cardio over a low intensity cardio to hit those calories. Like, make it specific to you. If it works into your routine, do that. And then obviously you can do the opposite. Pick 5 option B, outcome B things that are going to lead you away from your goal, like binge eating, or not tracking your calories, or not hitting 10,000 steps, or skipping a workout. Like, these are going to be very personal, whereas the other ones, they're going to be a bit more generic. Like, everyone knows what you really should be doing, and everyone's going to be doing the same thing to lose the weight. But to put on the weight, we all sort of have our individual things. Like, they fall under the same category of you overeat, you don't overeat. But I want everyone to pick 5 or 3 to 5 individual, like, they're your own problems. You know what you struggle with, and that's taking you away from your goal. This system will benefit you because it identifies key activities that you actually need for your goal. And like I said earlier, those 5 things I listed for the positive A outcome, if your goal is the same as mine or the same as someone else's bulking, they're going to look very similar. Like, everyone knows you got to eat more to bulk, you got to eat less to lose weight. Like, they're going to look very similar. Track calories in a deficit, track them in a surplus. But without these goals, you'll find that it's very hard to do it. Like, if there was no such thing as tracking calories or eating in a surplus or going to the gym, you can't achieve your goal. So these things that you picked are most likely necessary for you to actually put on weight, or lose weight. Same thing goes for the opposite, outcome B. If you cut those things out and you didn't have those negative things that actually existed in your life, it would be pretty hard to fail achieving your goal. I'm going to explain to you how to use this system on a weekly basis. So not a daily basis where you win the day. This is a weekly basis now, because tracking things daily is very instant, as in you get the result, then you feel good about yourself. But if you're tracking on a longer basis and you're trying to win on a longer basis, it tends to work out better. So 70% and upwards of winning. So you track all your tallies, not just the days. You track every single tally that you tallied in those 7 days. 70% positive tallies, more than the 30% negative, means that you are winning. You're going in the right direction. Obviously, we're aiming to do 100% everything perfect. But if you're still doing 70% of the things right and only 30% of the things wrong, like you missed a walk one day, or you missed the gym one day, and you screwed up your dieting one day, but the rest of everything was perfect and you've gotten 70%, you're still moving in the right direction. 69% to 50% means you're not trying hard enough. Yes, you're still doing more right things than wrong things, but do you want to slowly progress, or do you want to do everything as best as you can to get the results as fast as possible? Because remember, the more you put in, the more you will get out of it. So I'm listing this as stagnant, and it may be harsh, but we're not aiming to be the 51%. We're not aiming to be just better than average. We want to crush this because this is our lives. This is our goal here. And obviously 50% and lower means that you're failing and you're actually regressing. So you've probably put on weight that week, or if you're bulking, you've lost weight, or you've put on body fat that you shouldn't have put on. And the cool thing is, although you're tallying it on your phone or a piece of paper or your whiteboard in your room, you're actually going to see the progress in your body, and it doesn't become an unconscious decision. It becomes conscious. You can choose, I want to get closer to my goal today. I want to get further away to my goal today. I know what I have to do to achieve that. Like, if your goal is to bulk, you have a bulletproof system. Here's 5 things I can do to make sure that I'm going to bulk properly. Here's 5 things I need to stay away from that will take me away from my goal. It becomes a choice to be successful. It becomes a choice to achieve your goal. Doing a bad thing isn't abnormal, and I want to make that clear because I've binged as well. I've had that mindset where I've been in the zone, I've been motivated, I've been strict, I've been tracking everything, I've been on goal to going to outcome A. But then that time comes around where you've got to urge and you've got to crush it. Like there's a chocolate there, and this is personal for me. I was like, oh, there's a chocolate. I haven't had a chocolate in like 2 months. Maybe I'll just have one. And then you have that one, and you reason with yourself to have that one, and then you have a second one, and then you have a third one, and then you make another excuse. I haven't had ice cream in this long. I want to have I haven't had a burger. I'm going to have this. Like, it compounds. But the difference between most people that are winners and most people that are losers is the fact that the winners, they catch themselves. After I've had maybe 2 chocolates, after I've had a burger, I'll say, you know what? That wasn't fucking worth losing the progress. I need to make up for it. Whereas other people, typically the people that don't achieve their goals, they'll be strict, they'll be disciplined for a week, they lose the motivation, and they just keep binging on the wrong things. They'll say, I'll have a chocolate here, chocolate there. Fuck, man, I've fucked up. I might as well keep going. Like, I might as well have more. And they get in this mindset where everything's acceptable. Like, the one I was just explaining, like, you reason with yourself to do the bad thing because you haven't done it in a long time. You find a reason that's worthy enough for you to go and do it. These people live in that zone where they're finding reasons consistently to, I'll just eat that chocolate. I'll just start next week. Oh, fuck, man. I've already put on 2 kilos. I'll just start next month. I'll start fresh and clean. And they keep prolonging and prolonging and prolonging. And eventually, some of them snap out of it. But most of them stay in that system for months on end. And after they put on another 20 kilos, they have to start from scratch again. Don't be that person. Comment A or B right now. Which one is winning your week and why? If you guys enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, and leave a comment answering this question. What is your biggest negative vote right now? And leave it in the description for others to comment on and for me to help you fix that issue. Thank you guys for watching. And if you want personal coaching, online coaching, DM me on Instagram. Link is in the description. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.